Alrighty, guys, thanks for joining me. This is your host, Heidi Jester. Welcome back to 1989 Kansas City Royals replay. We're 71 and 52 going into game 124 versus California. Game 124 going up against California. So we have game 124, as I mentioned. Yes, I know. It looks like this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 game series at Kansas City versus the California Angels. Angels in the outfield. So let's look at the starting lineups for your game today. I'm going to try and get a couple games done here for Bo Jackson replay. We're 71 and 52. It's Devin White center field. Caudell Washington at right, Johnny Ray at second, Wally Joyner at first, Chili Davis at left field, Brian Downing is the DH, Lance Parrish is the catcher, Jack Howell is at third base, Kent Anderson, shortstop. Pitching today for the California Angels, Chuck Finley. For your Kansas City Royals, Kurt Stillwell is shortstop, Kevin Steitzer at third, Brett at first, Bo Jackson at left, Eisenreich in center, Danny Dartenbow is the DH, Pat Tabler in right field, Frank White at second, Mike McFarland is the catcher. Pitching today is going to be Brett Saberhagen, 2.43 average. He's 19 and 2 on the season. Pitched 192 and 2/3 innings, 169 hits, 152 strikeouts, and 35 walks. And away we go here from Kauffman Stadium, 4 games in a row against California at home. It's a little home cooking. Let's see how it works out for the Royals. Devin White steps in first. He's batting .440 versus Kansas City on the season. Saberhagen and Devin White, the switch hitter. And no walk there, as Devin White is going to ground ball down to Steitzer at third base. Steitzer throws it across to Brett, and that's one away. Caudell Washington is in right field for the Angels. And Caudell, lefty, against the right-hander, is going to fly to Eisenreich in center field. 2 up, 2 down for Johnny Ray. And against the left-hander, switch hitting, he'll be batting from the left. That's going to be a fly ball to Tabler out in right field. And once again, the stud, Brett Saberhagen, does his job for the Royals. 1, 2, 3 in the top. Chuck Finley, let's take a look at his stats so far. He's only pitched 8 innings. It's 1.13 ERA, 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks against Kansas City. Of course, again, whose stats are only against Kansas City. So Stillwell will step in with his .318 batting average. Left-hander Chuck Finley. And no walk for Stillwell. And that's going to be a ground ball to Anderson. 2 bouncer and throws it over to Joyner at first. Kevin Steitzer, third baseman. And Steitzer is going to try and get a hold of one. And he's going to line it right back up the middle over Finley's head, and 2 bounces into the center field, past the dive of Ray, and it's a 1-out single for Kevin Steitzer. Brings up George Brett, kind of recently fallen on hard times here. 90 games so far, 256 at-bats, 43 runs, 55 RBIs, 8 home runs on the season, 7 stolen bases, .264 average. The George Brett lefty-lefty matchup. And George Brett waits on a pitch. Here it comes. And a 3 and a 4. That's going to be a fly ball to Washington. He's going to catch that easily. And that brings up Bo Jackson. This is his 99th game. He's had 385 at-bats, 64 runs, 77 RBIs, 22 home runs, 19 stolen bases, and a .281 average. Bo Jackson versus Chuck Finley. 3-2, and Bo Jackson a little bit outside on that one, and they're going to give him the free pass down to first. So 2 on, 2 outs for Jim Eisenreich. Jim's starting to put a few games together. Let's hope he can continue his hot streak. 6-4, error and a ground ball, possibly. And that's going to be a single into right field. And coming around, no, actually not coming around to 6+. Yes, runner advances and no throw. So everyone's going to advance on the RBI single. Steitzer scores. Advancing will be Jackson to third. And on the throw home, which is, if it's less than runner advances, no throw. So I think Eisenreich. It shows green, like he should advance. Runners advances. So I'm going to advance him because I think that's how it should have happened. Although there wasn't a throw home, so I might have done that incorrectly, but it was green. So anyways, 2 runs in. I'm sorry, 1 run in for Danny Dartable. Jim Eisenreich continuing his hot streak for the Royals. And against the right-hander, that's going to be a home run check. And Jim Eisenreich, Danny Dartable, he's going to clear the bases, so it didn't matter whether we advanced him or not. Is Danny Dartable? He's got his what is this going to be? It's going to be his 12th home run of the season. Danny Dartable with a 3-run jack into left field, and just like that, it's 4-0 KC. Pat Tabler, 275 average. 2-3.
Oh, now you're all talkative
and strikes out Wally Joyner, top of second, and 1-2 error possibly. 31 ground ball down to White, and White throws it wide of the bag as hustling down the line is Joyner, who will make it to first on the error by Frank White. Chili Davis, left fielder. He's going to strike out, big strikeout there by Saberhagen. Brian Downing, DH. And we got a Kauffman Stadium check. And that's going to be a ground ball hit to White. Are they going to turn to? Yep, forced out at second, and no double play as Brian Downing is able to get to first in time. Lance Parrish, the catcher. 133 average against Brett Saberhagen. That's going to be ground ball down the line to Steitzer across the diamond and gets him by 2 steps. It's another good inning, no runs, no hits, and the error. We go to the bottom of the second, 4-0 KC. 5-3, Frank White, 247 average. This time he's going to hit a ground ball to Anderson at short for the out. McFarland, 259 average. McFarland, catcher today, 3-2. He's going to fly ball to center field. And it's going to bring up Kurt Stillwell. He's 0 for 1 on the day. That's going into center field, and making a good stop out there is going to be Devin White for the out. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third, still 4-0 KC. Jack Howell, third baseman. And no strikeout, just couldn't get that one. But it is in the left field, and that's going to drop in front of Jackson for the leadoff single. Kent Anderson, and against the right-hander. And that's going to be a ground ball to White. White's going to scoop it up. He's going to toss it to Stillwell. Stillwell tries to gun it. No, he bobbles it. No throw. But they do get the force out at second. 1 away for Devin White. And Devin's going to strike out on a nice curveball by Brett Saberhagen. Second strikeout. Cadell Washington. And another stadium check. And this one's popped up behind the plate. McFarland throws his mask. He's looking for it, finds it, and hauls it in. It is a one hit, no runs, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third, 4-0 KC. Steitzer, possible error check. And this one's going down the line to Joyner. Joyner bobbles it, but grabs it in and takes it to the bag. Brett 0 for 1. And that's outside the range. And that's going to be a single by George Brett, right back into the middle field. So 1 on, 1 out for Bo Jackson. Walked his first time up. This time he's swinging early on that slow curveball from Chuck Finley. He'll go down on strikeouts. Jim Eisenreich and Eisenreich. Ooh, too bad he's not a righty. That would have been another home run check. But he fly ball not deep enough as Frank White's going to catch that one. So go to the top of the fourth, still 4-0 KC. Johnny Ray. And that is going to fall in there. So a 1, 2, or 3. Johnny Ray's going to take him out. And it is gone. Johnny Ray only hit 5 home runs in the regular season. His first one against Kansas City as Johnny Ray delivers. Gets California on the board. Wally Joyner for 3. And that's going to be a fly ball to left. 1 away. Chili Davis. And that's going to be ground ball to Stillwell, 2 away. And Brian Downing. And Downing goes down on strikes. So one run on 1 hit, no errors as Johnny Ray goes deep for California, cut into the lead. It's now 4-1. Speaking of home runs, the 3-run shot by Danny Tartabull has led Kansas City to 3 quick runs. It's a fly ball to Washington, so 1 away. Pat Tabler, wild pitch we can ignore. And a range play here. 6 and a 5. That's going to be to Washington, who makes a good diving stop out there in right field from his knees, makes the catch. 2 away. Frank White, whose average is dropping pretty fast here. Frank White, 246. And that's going to be a fly ball into left field. No runs, no hits, no errors. Go to top of 5. 4-1 KC. Quentin Park says there went the shutout. That's true. How you doing, Quentin? Thanks for coming by. D. Scott Howard, hello, sir. Beatles Eternally, how are you as well? We're in the top of the 5th. 4-1 KC on the 3-run home run by Danny Tartabull. 2-6, and Lance Parrish, he's going to find a fastball that was thrown right by him by Saberhagen. That's his 4th strikeout of the game. Mr. Saberhagen doing his usual beast mode for Kansas City. We got a range play at the ballpark. So this one's going to go to Pat Tabler in right field. And Pat, with a nice play there down the line, steals that hit away. So 2 away for Kent Anderson. And Kent is going to be on the right-hand side. And that's going to go towards center field. Eisenreich makes the catch, tosses the ball to Jackson, and they head to the dugouts. It's no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 4-1 KC. Chuck Finley's pitched pretty decently. Unfortunately, just gave up that 3-run home run. This one is going to be down the line to Howell. Howell's going to get it. Backhand throw. Here he is. Stretched by Joyner. He makes the play. 1 away. Back to the top of the lineup. Top of the lineup for Stillwell. And down the line this time, Joyner can't get it. Bounces right over his shoulder and down the line. And that's going to be a 1-out single. Steitzer 1 for 2 on the day. And Steitzer looks at a 3-2 outside pitch there. Tried to get him to swing high on that fastball. Kevin Steitzer wasn't thinking that was outside the zone, so he didn't swing. So 2 on, 1 out for George Brett. A little bit of trouble here for Chuck Finley in the bottom of the fifth. 2-4, and no hit by pitch. Chuck Finley is a -6, so lefty here, lefty. And that's going to be ground ball hit to Ray. Ray flips it over to Anderson. Anderson steps on the bag, throws it around. Double play. 4-6-3. The pitcher's best friend, and they get out of the inning. No runs, 1 hits, no errors. Go to the top of the 6th, 4-1. KC. Saberhagen doing his usual beast mode. Devin White, that's a 3-5 wild pitch. We can ignore that. And a 5-4 hit by pitch. No hit by pitch. And a 4 and a 6. That's going to be ground ball to White, and that's an easy out. White scoops that one up. Claudell Washington. He's 0 for 2. This is going to be a fly ball to Eisenreich. No error on Eisenreich. So 2 away. Makes a good play there. Johnny Ray, Mr. Home Run Man himself. Only 5 home runs in the regular season. Got his first against KC earlier this game. This time got on top of that one. Big bouncer over to White. White scoops it up, throws to Brett, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Saberhagen and the team head back to the dugout, up 4-1, bottom of 6. Bo Jackson 0 for 1 with a walk. And that is going to fall into the range this time as he gets under that one. It's a high pop fly. White calls off Davis and makes the catch there. 1 away for Jim Eisenreich. Another range play. Hit it where they're not, Jim. Hit it where they're not. That's going to be the short. Anderson is a 3, and this time outside his reach, as that one cannot make the play, and that's going to roll just barely into left field for a base hit. So Eisenreich now 2 for 3 on the day. Danny Dartable, 3-run home run. We're in the bottom of the 6th. And this time Dartable swings and misses. And that's going to do it there. They're going to put the steal on for Eisenreich. And he's in there, stolen base. So Eisenreich trying to get himself in scoring position. Pat Tabler 0 for 2 on the day. 5-3, and that's going to be a ground ball down the line. Howell, and he's going to throw it over to Joyner. So no runs, 1 hits, no errors to go to the top of the 7th. Brett Saberhagen. 4 strikeouts on the day. And this time gets Wally Joyner to pop up to Jackson. Jackson takes a few steps to his right and makes the play. Chili Davis, left fielder, 0 for 2. He's going to fly to Eisenreich in center field. And Brian Downing. And another 3 lazy fly balls. And Brett Saberhagen with a very easy top of the 7th. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Everyone wants to stretch out a little bit. Everyone wants to stretch out. Game number 124 of the season. And I think they're going to be pulling Chuck Finley here. They're going to be bringing in Wally Frazier. Let's take a look at Wally here. So Wally Frazier has pitched an inning, given up 2 strikeouts so far, so not much activity against Kansas City. He'll be facing off against the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Frank White up first, right-hander versus righty now. Tries to get Frank White to bite on one in the dirt, but he doesn't. But he does fly ball to center field. 1 away for Mike McFarland. Mike in the starting lineup today. The catcher. And he's going to get himself a single. Anderson can't get that one. So brings up the top of the lineup, Kurt Stillwell. 1 for 3 on the day, batting .318. 4-4, and he's going to take a free pass down to first. So 2 on, 1 out here for Steitzer. A little bit of trouble here for Willie Frazier. Let's see if Willie can get out of trouble here. 3-6, and Steitzer foul tips that one off. He'll get another pitch to hit, and this one's down the line. Joyner tries to get it. It cannot, but they hold up McFarland at third, so bases juiced for KC, and they might be making a call to the pen. They might be making the call to the pen. They're going to be bringing in Bob McClure. Bob McClure. He is a lefty since they got 2 of 3 coming up that are lefties. So bases loaded. Defensive play back, going for the double play here. George Brett lefty-lefty matchup. Let's see how it works here. 6-4, and that was a good call by the manager. It's going out into left field. Davis on the run, makes the catch. Is it deep enough? It sure is. McFarland, he takes off. He's tagging up. And sacrifice fly scores McFarland, but cut off by McClure, who tosses it to Howe, and they have Kurt Stillwell in the rundown, and that is going to be a 4. If the D6 is less than or equal to the runner, advances to third. And so, nope, he'll get back to second just in time. So, good cutoff there. The run does score, increases it to 5-1 for KC. So 2 on, 2 outs now for Mr. Jackson. And Jackson's going to swing in a wild one there, and he'll go down. Slams his bat across his mammoth thigh, shattering the bat. So we go to the top of the 8th, 5-1 KC. That's 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. Lance Parrish, the catcher, 0 for 2. And he's going to get a range play. And that's going to go to Eisenreich, our best defender, so that's a good choice. And Eisenreich still can't get in. That's going to fall in and go all the way to the wall. That's going to be a leadoff double. So Jack Howell steps in, 1 for 2. Jack Howell, lefty. And that's going into center field, and that's going to be back-to-back doubles. So run comes in, Lance Parrish. And what are they going to do? They're going to leave Saberhagen out there. 3-2. Kent Anderson, 0 for 2. Ground ball hit to second. That's going to advance the runner to third. Defense will play in, 1 on, 1 out. Devin White. He swings that one on the inside. Doesn't like the call there from the umpire. Gives him a dirty glare as he heads back to the dugout. But Brett Saberhagen, Mr. Clutch once again with runners on in scoring position, gets that all-important strikeout. That was his 5th of the day. And back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. Brett Saberhagen. Beast mode, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 5-2 KC. Eisenreich, 2 for 3 on the day. And he's going to hit a ground ball to Anderson. Anderson comes in, bare hand, throws a Joyner in time. 1 away. Danny Tartenbull, MVP of the game so far, with his 3-run home run. And this time he lines it down the line. Howell makes a good stab there. 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Bob McClure trying to get through this last out and set up a 9th inning rally for California, 2-4. And he's going to do it, as that is going to be a single. So that's going to be it for Bob McClure. Could not get through that last bit. So Rich Montella, Montelli one, Montelli one, something or like that. Good going, guys. I'm just checking out the chat here. Don't mind relaxing mood. Got my Status Pro printing Tuesday. Should play in the dark for a few days. Hope to broadcast one live next week. I may upload it to see what you guys have to think of the setup. Looking forward to checking that out from Mr. Rear Admiral himself, Clinton Parks. Want Jester, Combat Painter, and Baseball Demos to mentor me until I get good at it again. Not sure if I want facts or use the dice, or use the dice and the facts. Yeah, I think you should try the dice version and then use the facts when you need to figure out if, like where the out happened. I think would be a good option. Or you can do it like me and just use all dice, whatever. So bottom eight, two outs. Rich Montalone and Frank White, 0 for 3 on the day. Frankie, and he's going to be 0 for 4 as he's got a fly ball to center field. So Saberhagen's going to be pulled here going in the ninth inning. They're going to be bringing in Rick Lukens. Rick Lukens, haven't used him much so far, but he did actually play in this game. He's got 2 saves, a 1.17 ERA, 7 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Let's see if he can get through the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Johnny Ray, Mr. Home Run himself for California. And don't tell me he's got another one. Good Lord, thank God. 6-1. That's going to be ground ball to White. White, he's going to get that and throw it to Brett. One away. Wally Joyner 0 for 3. Possible error check time. And that's going to be a single past Stillwell. No error on Stillwell. So 1 on, 1 out. Need to get another runner on Chili Davis. 5-4. Another error check. 21, that's going to be a single to Eisenreich, no error, and the tying run is now coming to the plate in the form of Brian Downing. The tying run is at the plate. 4-6, he strikes out on the big curveball there by Rick Litkins. Big strikeout there just when Kansas City needed it. So 2 outs, 2 on, still tying run at the plate in the form of Lance Parrish. He's 1 for 3 with a double. Did have 17 home runs in the regular season. So he does have some pop to him. Let's see if he can bring California back. And no hit by pitch. Here it comes off his card. 44. And that's going to be a dribbler back to Lukens. Lukens races in, grabs the ball, picks it up, throws to Brett. Brett steps and makes the play. And that's going to do it as California falls to Kansas City at home here in game number 1 of our doubleheader, 5-2, and KC wins. KC wins, of course, our good friend Bob B, a big Cardinals fan himself. Always like to see when Bob comes around. He says he's always been interested in trying Status Pro, and I like the way Combat Painter has added the dice to the game. So here we go. Game number 1 is complete here. That was game number 124. The win goes to Brett Saberhagen. He improves to 20-2 in his Cy Young attempt for the 1989 season. Chuck Finley takes the loss. Rick Lukens with his 3rd save. California, Johnny Ray, his 1st home run. Danny Dartenbull with his 12th of the season. 4 runs in the 1st inning propel Kansas City onto a victory here in game number 1. I'm going to go ahead and mute it, and we're going to set up the next game. So I'll be back in just a sec. All right, we're back. Whenever you exit out, it does like a little music intro thing, and it's really really loud for some reason. So we're moving on to game number 125 of the season. This again, 4-game series at home against California, followed by a 3 games against Oakland at home, followed by 3 games against Detroit at home. So a lot of home cooking coming up here for KC. It looks like Mike Witt versus Mark Grabaza. Turn the sound and the injuries off and choose the starting lineup. And just like that, we are ready to go. Just have to line everything up here. So there we go. Bob says, T. Scott Howard says, nice opener, IDJ. Thank you very much, Mr. Howard. Good friend of the channel, so I appreciate you stopping in, giving your opinions and thoughts. Bob B says, yes, Cardinals will be winning the World Series this year because Brett Cecil has lost 42 pounds. Now, interesting enough, we're actually playing the 2016 Toronto Blue Jays last 30 games of their season, and Brett Cecil is actually on that team. So we get to watch Brett Cecil in his prime. Ever since he came to the Cardinals, though, he's been kind of a big letdown. But hopefully, if he's serious and he lost 42 pounds, then maybe he'll be better for St. Louis this year. So let's look at game number 125 quickly. Devin White, Washington, Ray Joyner, Davis, Downing, Parrish, Howell, and Anderson. Looks like pretty much the same lineup. Sticer, Wilson, Brett Jackson, Eisenreich, Tartabull, Stillwell, Frank White, and Mike McFarland. So looks like pretty much the same lineups for both teams. Mark Gabaza. Mark Gabaza, I think, is what Bob's trying to teach me there. Oh, I don't want to pull him. I just want to look at his stats. That would be great. So far, pretty decent pitcher. 13-6, 292, 194 innings, 108 hits, 152 strikeouts, only 45 walks. He's got a 3 to 4, 8, 12, almost a 4-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks. So definitely, we have A1 and A2 between Saberhagen and Gabaza. So Gabaza, Devin White, and away we go. Game number 125. Giving you guys lots of action here tonight. I'm trying to get through these games. 2-3, 2-3, and it was a single into left field. Jackson can't make the play. They're going to try the steal. And stolen base, Devin White. And just like that, California comes out on fire here. Caudell Washington, 2-4. And against the right-hander, it's going to be a fly ball to center field. No advancement on, not deep enough as Wilson gets that in really quickly. Johnny Ray. Gubaza. It's a ground ball right in front of the plate. McFarland steps out. He's going to grab it and advancing out at first. So 2 outs for Wally Joyner. And he's going to strike out Mark Gubaza. And he's going to do it there. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. Mike Witt, let's take a look at his stats. This is the first time Kansas City has seen him this season. So let's see how he does against our lineup. Kevin Steitzer, swinging and missing. 1 away, Willie Wilson. And we rolled 1-5, 1-5 both times, and that's 2 strikeouts. So Mike Witt coming out throwing strong for the Angels. And a wild pitch we can ignore. It was almost a 1-5 again. A range play this time. George Brett. 52. That's going to be a double unless Davis steals it away. He cannot get it. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. And stopping at second will be George Brett. Bo Jackson due up. 33, and they're going to walk Jackson. They don't want anything to do with Bo Jackson. That brings up the hot-hitting Jim Eisenreich. Bottom of first, 2 on, 2 outs. 2-3, and this one's coming off Eisenreich's card. 1-3, and that's going to be a double, and that's going to clear. 1 run in. Brett as Bo Jackson rounds third and gets thrown out at the plate by Davis. But Bo Jackson, aggressive on the base paths. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the top of the second, 1-0 KC. The I sounds like the I in word bit. Bit. Gubitza. Gubitza. Bob's trying to help me out. I know you are, my friend. Chili Davis trying to hit it where they're not, and that's to Brett, and Brett can't get it. That's going to roll all the way down the line. Tanner Bull playing him to pull, so he was over there on the line. That's going to be a double, though, as they cannot get the ball in until Chili Davis stops the second, tying run aboard in scoring position for Brian Downing. And he's going to strike out. Gabiza. Mark Gabiza. And we got a stadium check here. It's ground ball to short. No advance on the play. Out at first. So clutch pitching there by Gabiza. 2 outs, 6-3. 2 outs for Jack Howell. Can he drive in that run? It's going to be to White. White with a good play, and that's going to do it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Go to the bottom of the second, 1-0. Ken Castro's here. Thank you. He says, IDJ, look, it's not me giving you pronunciation tips this time. I see that, my friend. I see that. I like Mark Gabaza. That's how you guys should pronounce it the way I pronounce it. That is going to be a little dribbler back to Witt. He's going to come off the mound, grab it, and throw to Joyner. 1 away. Kurt Stillwell. He's going to strike out. So this game's going really fast here. Oh, there's a base runner. Frank White takes a free pass. And McFarland, 261 average. His fly ball to center field. So nothing going for KC. We go to the top of the third. Kent Anderson. He's going to strike out. Gabiza. Strikeout number 3. Devin White. Oh, strikes out Devin White. So good play there by Mark Gabiza. No walk by Washington. 2-2. That's going to be a pop-up. High pop fly. Gabiza calls off everyone, makes the play. They didn't even get one past the pitcher that time. A grounder to the pitcher, a strikeout, and a pop fly to the pitcher. So well pitched the inning there. Go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 KC. Kevin Steitzer leading things off here. Possible error check. And that's going to be into left field. Davis, no error, but it falls in front of him for a base hit. Bottom of 3 is a little early to be sacrificing. We're going to let that go. And no walk. 2-3, and that's going to be into right field. 14, too high. Too high, unfortunately. But he gave it a ride out there. Washington makes a good play. George Brett swinging at the Nietzsche is our good friend Stratomatic Delaware. Don't forget, guys, Stratomatic Delaware this Tuesday night, 8 o'clock here on our live chat with ID Jester. 2 away for Bo Jackson. Bo's swinging at the Nietzsche too, and we go to the top of the fourth, 1-0 KC. Johnny Ray with a home run in yesterday's game. And we got a rare play, so no error on Brett, so it's going to be ground out down to first. It's a good play by George Brett. 1 away for Wally Joyner. Wally Joyner. Fly ball to Jackson. Slaps his glove on his thigh and makes the catch. Chili Davis. Error in a throw, possibly. And a 3-4. That's going to be to Steitzer. No error. Steitzer, not our best defender. So it is a 1-2-3 inning. Gabiza. Jim Eisenreich. 1-20 is going to be an auto single. So that's going to be an auto single by Jim Eisenreich. Danny Tarnable with a 3-run home run in the previous game. 6-4. He's going to strike out this time. They're going to put the steal attempt on and running down to second. Stolen base. Jim Eisenreich gets himself in scoring position for Kurt Stillwell. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And they're going to walk Stillwell to set up the double play opportunity. So 2 on, 1 out for Frank White. Oh, say it isn't so, Frank. 1-1. We need a 1 down here, and it's going. It's going. It's high. It is not gone, but it's going to fall in, and Davis can't make the play. Coming around to score, Eisenreich. Stopping his second will be Kurt Stillwell, an RBI single by Frank White, delivering for Kansas City. So Kansas City goes up 2-0. Still 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Mike McFarland, he's going to fly to center field. No error on the play and no advancement either. So they are going to try the pickoff. It's a 19, so no pickoff. Kevin Steitzer, and Steitzer walks on 3 straight balls outside of the zone. So bases loaded. They're going to try the pickoff again. Oh, this time they got him. This time they got him. So that's going to do it as Kurt Stillwell picked off at third. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and bad base running there. But they do take a 2-0 lead, going to the top of 5. And a range play. 55, that's going to be to center field. Wilson can't make it, can't steal the hit away. So leadoff single, Lance Parrish is up, 0 for 1. Gabiza, 3-3, and he's going to walk, so 2 on, nobody out. I have a meeting on the mound here, as this is dangerous. Mark Gabiza. And after the meeting on the mound, he's going to strike out Jack Howell on his slider that just bent right around that back edge of the plate. So 1 out, 2 on for Kent Anderson. And Kent Anderson looks at a fastball right down the middle, a little sinker, little tailing action on that one, and back-to-back strikeouts. Mark Gabiza. Can he strike out the side? No, he cannot. Devin White. And he's going to line it right at White. And that's going to do it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 KC. Mike Witt still pitching a pretty good game. 6 strikeouts, but 4 walks aren't helping his cause. So we've got a range play for Willie Wilson. And that one is going to Anderson, who cannot make it. It's outside his reach. Tried diving for that one, but it was hit well. But we got another pickoff attempt. And it's another pickoff. Look at that. Mike Witt with two runners picked off in this game. And Kansas City's base running is killing them. 4-6, George Brett, 1 for 2 with the double. He's going to pop fly. Ray just behind the second base bag. He's going to make the catch, 2-way. Bo Jackson with a strikeout and a walk so far, and he's going to go down swinging. So no runs, 1 hit, no error. We go to top of 6, still 2-0 KC. And another strikeout, Mark Gabiza. 7 strikeouts of the day. Johnny Ray 0 for 2. Just missed a strikeout. Foul tip that one off. He's going to double this one into center field. So leadoff, I'm sorry, not the leadoff runner, the one out runner. Wally Joyner 0 for 2. Left-hander. It's going to be ground ball down to Brett. That's going to advance the runner. So 2 outs for Chili Davis. Left fielder. Error on a possibility. That's to Brett. Brett's going to take it to the bag himself. And once again, Mark Gabiza gets out of a dangerous inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. KC still holding on. 2-0. Jim Eisenreich 2 for 2 with a double. Scored a run. Has an RBI. Left-hander against the righty. He's going to be ground ball to Joyner, and that's going to be out at first. Tartabull with the home run, having a bad day as he strikes out for the second time. Good curveball there by Mike Witt. That's 8 strikeouts by Witt. Stillwell 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. 2-2. That's going to be a fly ball. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're cruising through game number 125 of the season. And we might give you guys a triple header since these are going by pretty quickly. That's going to be ground ball to White, and there you go. It's one first out against Parrish. We got a Kauffman Stadium check. That's a fly ball to right, 2 away. Jack Howell for 2. And a 4 and a 4. That's going to be a ground ball down to Steitzer. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Gabiza. I think is how we're saying it nowadays. This is the biggest butcher job I've ever witnessed. And where he says it, the farther away he gets from saying correctly. Beatles eternally. I wish Gabiza would get shelled and then hooked. You guys are killing me here, guys. I can't believe it. Frank White, 3-3, and White waits on the pitch, and he's going to ground ball to Witt, 1 away. Mike McFarland, 256, 0 for 2 on the day. He's going to strike out the curveball there. Mike Witt, 9 strikeouts. Kevin Steitzer, and fly ball to center, and a very quick 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the 8th, and Gabiza, Mark Gibuzi, Gubiza, Mark Gibiza. Mark Gabiza. You know, here's what we're going to do. Because everyone in the chat room that I currently have Gubiza, see? Gubiza. Do you see that? Gubiza, right? Hey, go back. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, sorry. Gubiza. There, are you guys happy now? Mark Gubaza. 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 There. Between Beatles Eternally, Clinton Parks, Bob, and our good friend Ken Castro, people are going crazy because I don't know how to say his name. Gibaza. Gibaza. Mark Gibaza. There. Are you happy now? Are you happy, happy, happy? Gibaza. So Mark Gibaza, 2.82 ERA. Gibaza. All right. Oh my God. He's going to drive me insane. We are in the top of the eighth with Mark Gibaza here in pitching off, and we're going to try and get him through this eighth inning. Let's see. 2-0 KC. And that's going to be a ground ball hit down to Steitzer. Steitzer. Devin White. Range play. That's to Steitzer. Oh my gosh. He made the play. Wow. Good defense there. 2 outs. Mark Gibaza. And Claudell Washington. Gibaza. What a name. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. So Mike Witt. Let's take a look at Mikey. What's Mikey gonna do? Are we gonna pull? Are we gonna pull him? Is the question. That's switchy, a lefty, a righty, and then a lefty. They're gonna be bringing in the left-hander, Bob McClure. Got a switchy, a lefty, a righty, and a lefty coming up. So now's the time to do it if they're gonna do it. Maybe ID Jester's first language is Klingon, says Beatles Eternally. It's probably true. Bob says, I think ID should do these games with an interpreter. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me. Absolutely killing me. So Willie Wilson, 1 for 3 on the day as Bob McClure steps in and strikes out. George Brett 1 for 3 with a double. And he's going to strike out. So back-to-back strikeouts by Bob McClure. And Bo Jackson, 2 strikeouts on the day. And let's make that 3 strikeouts today. So a very quick inning as Bob McClure strikes out the side. Now the question is, Mark, God damn, how do you say it? Gibaza, there we go. Mark Gibaza, does he go for the complete game shutout? Does he go for the complete game shutout? Nope, I think we're going to be bringing in Terry Leach. Terry Leach will come in, pitch the 9th here against Johnny Ray. And no strikeout by this switch hitter. 3-4. That's going to be a single, and the tying run is coming to the plate in the form of Mr. Wally Joyner. 0 for 3 on the day, though. Oh, my gosh. Oh, thank God. Just outside the range. He hit the home run check. Just fortunately, the dice were not with him. Ground ball hit to White. White scoops it up, throws to Stillwell. Stillwell to Brett, and that's a 4-6-3 double play, clearing the bases for Chili Davis. 1 for 3 on the day with a double, down to their last out. And Chili is going to get a board. So the tying run does come back up in the form of Brian Downing. And that's going to be it for a very quick outing. As Terry Leach is going to be replaced by Jeff Montgomery is going to come in and try and close this bad boy out. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. 1 for 3, Brian Downing. 14 home runs in the regular season. Does have a little bit of pop, much more pop against left-handers than right-handers. And Montgomery gives up more home runs versus lefties than he does right-handers. So do you pull Brian Downing? I think let's check out the stat line here. They didn't bring anyone in the regular game in real life, so I think we're just going to let Monty go after Brian Downing. 4-3, error and a ground ball possibly. Here comes Downing. He's going to swing at it. 5-6. It's a fly ball to Jackson out in left field and makes the play, and that's going to do it. A well-pitched game by both teams. Not many runs scored, but Kansas City comes on top once again. So that's going to be a final here of game number 125. California, no runs, 5 hits, no errors. Kansas City, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. The win goes to Mark Gibiza. Mark Gibiza, who improves to 14-6. The loss goes to Mike Witt. The save goes to Montgomery, his 16th of the season. No home runs, as it was a well-pitched outing. If we actually look at these stats, there was only 5 hits by California, 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 1 stolen base. Kansas City didn't fare much better, only 6 hits, 2 doubles, no triples, no home runs, 4 walks, 12 strikeouts by Kansas City today, and 1 stolen base by Eisenreich. Gibiza with 7 strikeouts. Mark Gibiza with 7 strikeouts. And Mike Witt with 9 strikeouts. Well pitched game. We'll go ahead and I'm going to go for one more since I'm doing things. Might as well. So if you guys want to stick around, great. If not, we'll see you guys next time. I'm just going to put it on pause. Trying to get through some games this weekend. Trying to get through this 1989 season and complete this project so we can move on to some other things. We'll be back in just a sec. All right, so this will be game number 126. This will be a third game against California at home. And we'll have one more, and then we'll face off against Oakland, and then 3 against Oakland, 3 against Detroit. Go to bed?
Yep.
All right. So it looks like we have Jim Abbott and Tom Gordon. So let's see what happens here. So game number 125. Let's see if I can stretch this over a little bit. There we go. All right, so Devin White, Johnny Ray, Wally Joyner, Chili Davis, Brian Downing, Condell Washington, Lance Parrish, Jack Howell, Kent Anderson, and Jim Abbott, the lefty. Stetzer. Let's try Stetzer. Kevin Stetzer. Willie Wilson, George Brett, Bo Jackson, Eisenreich, Tartable, Stillwell, Frank White, Bamboo back in the lineup. Tom Gordon, 4-4 with a save, 379, 118 and 2/3, 104 hits, 99 strikeouts, 56 walks. This will be the last game. We're going to go for a triple header, I guess, but we'll see. They went by pretty quick. We've been less than an hour. We have 2 games under our belt plus. So Tom Gordon versus Devin White, and strikeout of White, 1 away. Johnny Ray, and no, thank God, no home run there. 6-2, ground ball to short. Stillwell, 5-4, and Wally Joyner. It's going to be a double. No error on the play. So a 2-out double. Chili Davis, 5-5, and that's a wild pitch. So moving to third will be Joyner. And, just outside the home runs range, Tom Gordon. And a 3-1 is going to be a liner at Stillwell. So very dangerous inning, but they get out of it. So my goodness, that was lucky. Jim Abbott, 6.43 ERA, 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. He does have a 1-0 record against KC. Jim Abbott against Steitzer. And a 1, so no 1 that time. A 4-6, it's a fly ball to Davis in left field. Willie Wilson, 277 average. 1-3, that's a single in the left. And Wilson going to try for the steal and stolen base. So Wilson getting into scoring position for George Brett. Strikes out. Brings up Bo Jackson. 4-2, and they walk him. So 2 on, 2 outs for Jim Eisenreich. Mr. Clutch in the last few games. And that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Can't do it this time. So no runs, 1 hit, no error. We go back to Tom Gordon. 4-3. He's going to strike out Downing. Claudell Washington, right fielder. Claudell Washington. That's ground ball down to Brett at first base. 2-way for Lance Parrish. 5-1-1 wild we can ignore. 5-2. And that's going to be an auto out. And Steitzer is going to make the play. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Danny Dartenbull, right-hander, waits on the pitch. Here it comes. 1-5. It's going to be a ground ball to Ray at second base. 1 away. Kurt Stillwell. Possible error check. No error check needed as Davis makes the catch out in left field for Frank White. 245 average. And it's a 1-2-3 inning as Kansas City gets no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the third. Jack Howell, we are cruising through these games really fastly. Jack Howell, lefty. That's going to be a ground ball to White. 1 away for Kent Anderson, the shortstop. Another error check. 1-5. That's going to be a liner, though, so no error check needed. 2 away. Devin White. It's going to be a ground ball hit to White. White to White, and it's all good as it's an out. 1-2-3 inning. Go to the bottom of the third already. Bob Boone back in the lineup as the catcher after Mike McFarland spent a couple days behind the plate. He's going to get a ground ball to Ray, and once again, we're cruising through this game. Range play. And it's a ground ball hit to Anderson. Can't make the play, so 1 on, 1 out. Willie Wilson, 275 average. He's going to strike out. That's number 2 on the day for Jim Abbott. Lefty, 2-3. Another error check against George Brett. And that's going to be ground ball, no error. Just barely. He has a 4. It's a 5, so no error. He bobbles it, but throws it in time. 1 hit, no runs, no errors to go to the top of the fourth. 4-3. Johnny Ray. And that's going to be ground ball down to Steitzer at third. 4-5. And that's going to be a strikeout. That's number 3 for Tom Gordon. Chili Davis, left fielder. And 24 is going to be ground ball. It's another 1-2-3 inning. We are cruising through here as we've in the bottom of the fourth and only 3 hits so far in this game. 2-5. Another strikeout by Abbott. Bo Jackson with another strikeout. Jim Eisenreich. Jim is waiting on a good pitch here. And finally, a base hit as Jim Eisenreich continues his hot hitting for Kansas City. And they're going to put the steal attempt on, and he's in there, stolen base on Jim Abbott. So in scoring position goes Eisenreich for Danny Tartable. Range play, hit it where they're not, please. 6-4. That's to center field. Devin White's a 5, so he's going to make most plays there. But advancing on the play is it's deep enough. It's going to be Eisenreich. Gets to third base. First runner at third for Kansas City all game. Dan, we brings up Kurt Stillwell, and he's going to walk. So 2 on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth for Frank White. And White. And that's going to be a liner right at Ray, and it's going to be 1 hit, no runs, no errors to go to the top of the fifth. Brian Downing DHing. Batting 200. That's into left field, and that's going to drop in right in front of Bo Jackson. Can't make the play. So leadoff runner on for Claudell Washington. And a wild pitch is going to send him over to second. So runner in scoring position. And back-to-back wild pitches. Gets him to third base. So Tom Gordon a little wild here in the top of the fifth. Back-to-back wild pitches. 2-3. That's a fly ball. No error. Is it deep enough? No, it's not. So staying on third. Defense will play in with 1 out. Lance Parrish. No walk by Parrish. He's going to ground it, or hit it, I mean. Ground ball to second. Is the base runner going to try and score from third? He's a 0. I would say no. So out at first. And we don't have a pickoff attempt, so we don't need to roll for that. Jack Howell, 2 outs now. And they're going to walk Howell. So runners on the corners now for 2 away for Kent Anderson. 4-6. And he's going to strike him out. What a big out there. As the runner gets a single, moves to second on the wild pitch, moves to third on the wild pitch with no one out, and they get out of the inning on a fly ball to left, a grounder to second, and a strikeout. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors brings up Bob Boone. Boonies gets a hit here. 1-5. That's going to be towards Ray, and Ray grabs it, throws it over the head of Joyner, and that's going to make it for a base error. A 1 base error on Ray. The leadoff man is on for Steitzer. Kevin Steitzer, 4-1, and it's going to be a single into right field, and moving to third on the play will be Boone. So runners at the corners. No one out for Willie Wilson. Defense will play in. 3-6 range play. Might have been a bad time to bring the runners in. That's going to be a single plus. As Davis can't make the play, that's going to drop in. Wilson makes a double. Stopping at third will be Steitzer. As the fleet-footed Willie Wilson stretches that as Davis didn't get the ball in quick enough. They do have a pickoff attempt. No pickoff. So run in, Bob Boone, 1-0 Kansas City. 2 runners in scoring position for George Brett. 6-3. 41. That's going to be a ground ball hit to Ray. No error on the play. It's a base runner going to try to score. He is a 6, so I'm going to say yes. And will the defense try for the out at first? I would say yes. So scoring and advancing on the throw. So Jackson moves to third. Out at first will be George Brett. I'm sorry, Bo Jackson's due up. Willie Wilson's at third. 2-0 KC. Bo Jackson waits on the pitch. It's a 6-6 hit by pitch, but it's outside the range. 42. That's going to be a single by Jackson. That's going to drive in another run. So 3 runs here. Bo Jackson is going to try to steal, and stolen base, Bo Jackson. So Jim Abbott running into trouble here in the bottom of the 5th. Range play. Eisenreich hits it where they're not, hopefully. That's going to be right down the line. Joyner makes the catch, and no double play. So 2-way for Danny Dartable. 3 and a 6, another range play. Good, just keep hitting them. 3-4, and that's going to be to Howell. He makes a good play. So that is 3 runs on 3 hits with the error, and KC takes a 3-0 lead, top of 6. Back to the top of the lineup, 0 for 2. Uh-oh. 1-7, Devin White, 1-7. It's up there. It's gone. Devin White. That one's going right down the line. If it stayed fair, it was gone and hooking around the foul pole. Devin White gets California right back into this with the solo home run here in the top of the 6th inning. A strikeout number 5 on the day for Tom Gordon. Wally Joyner 1 for 2 with a double, and he's going to strike out back-to-back 1-5s. Strikeout, 2-way for Chili Davis. And Tom Gordon strikes out the side after giving up the home run. So back-to-back strikeouts. A little angry with himself for leaving that hanging curveball. 3-4, and that's a strikeout of Stillwell. Frank White 0 for 2. He's going to walk, so 1 out walk brings up Booney, Bob Boone. He's a right-hander. 5-4, that's going to be a popped up high in the infield. Anderson calls everyone off, makes the play. 2-way for Steitzer. Steitzer is a right-hander. 4-5, and against the lefty, that's going to be a double. And 3 is going to be the lead runner thrown out. So thrown out at the plate as Frank White tries to score. And that's going to do it as California keeps that run from scoring. And 1 hit, no runs, no errors. We go to the top of the 7th, 3-1 KC. Hello, Bobby. How are you? Bobby. Frank White trying to get through 7 innings. Well, the leadoff single is in there as Jackson can't make the play. And I think that's going to be it. Let's see. Hope Bobby's doing well today. Todd, how are you? Todd says, wow, I just teleported over here, Star Trek-wise. Nice. All right, let's see. We'll give Frank White one more hitter and see what he can do. 5-2. No auto out. That's too unfortunate. 3-1. That's going to be a single and 1. Lead runner advances. And on the throw to third, if the roll is less than, nope. So runners at the corners, and that will be it for Tom Gordon. They are bringing in, out of the pen, they're going to be bringing in Steve Crawford here. Defense is going to play in. They don't want that run to score. Robbie's here as well. Thanks, Bobby and Robbie, for showing up. Oh my gosh, and Steve Crawford goes and plunks him. So bases loaded, no one out. Good God, come on guys. Jack Howell up. Jack Howell. Defense is going to play back 3-5. That's going to be a fly ball. Center field, is it deep enough? It is not deep enough. So Wilson cranks it home. So 1 out. I think we'll give up the run if we can get a double play. So we're going to play back. Kent Anderson, 5-2. Kent Anderson, 6-6. It's going to be ground ball to Steitzer. Will the defense try for the double play? Yes, they will. It's going to be a score. Advance. Vance only plays out at first. So they do cut into the lead. 1 for 3 on the day with the home run. Devin White. 2-2, and he walks the bases loaded again. Oh, Steve. What am I going to do with you, Mr. Steve? 2 outs. We're going to leave him in there. Steve Crawford. Oh, no strikeout. Johnny Ray. 0 for 3 on the day. 2-4. A fly ball. Jackson. He's going to make the play and leave the bases loaded. But that is 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. They cut into the lead. It's now 3-2 KC. Jim Abbott's day is going to be done, though. And they're going to be bringing in, let's see here. They're going to be bringing in Bob McClure again. Bob McClure is going to come in, switchy, lefty, righty, lefty. So Bob McClure versus Willie Wilson. 1-run game here in the bottom of the 7th. Switch hitter. And that's going to fall in front of Davis, so the leadoff runner is aboard. George Brett is going to strike Brett out on 3 straight pitches. Bo Jackson 1 for 2 with the walk and a strikeout. He's going to strike out. So 2 away now, quickly. Jim Eisenreich. He's going to fly ball to center field, so the single goes nowhere. We go to the top of 8. Steve Crawford, Wally Joyner, 1 for 3 with a double. Kauffman Stadium check here, 44. That's going to be fly ball to center, 1 away. Chili Davis, left fielder. And that's going to be a ground ball to second, 2 away. So many streams tonight, including mine. Oh, are you streaming? Bo, no strikeouts, says Todd. That's right. He's had a really, like the last 6 games, he's done nothing but strike out. It's just been really, really bad. Him and George Brett as well. 3-5. That's going to be ground ball to third. So go to the bottom of the 8th. Bob McCure is going to be done, and they're going to be bringing in Dan Petrie. Dan Petrie, let's take a look at his stats. First time Kansas City's looked at Dan Petrie. Danny Tartable. Danny 0 for 3. 3-5. Ground ball down to Howe, 1 away. 1-run game here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Strikeout of Kurt Stillwell. Frank White 2 away. They're going to walk Frank White. Bob Boone 0 for 3. And no strikeout. 1-3. That's going to be a single into center field. And Frank White is going to advance on the play. Roll is less than or equal to. So advancing on the throw to third is going to be Bob Boone and 2 runners in scoring position. And that brings up Kevin Steitzer. Kevin Steitzer, 3 for 4 on the day. Petrie trying to get through this 8th inning, 2 away. And he's going to walk the bases loaded. No one warming up in the pen for California. It's up to Willie Wilson, 4-4. Switch hitter, 4-4. And a 4-4, and they're going to do it as a fly ball to center field. Leave the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 9th. And coming in will be Jeff Montgomery appearing here, trying to close things out with a 1-run lead. 5-3 against the left-hander. And that's going to be a ground ball hit to Stillwell, one away. 2 outs left. Lance Parrish, the catcher, 4-4. Uh-oh. 2-4. That's a pop-up high, just in foul territory. Brett calls everyone off, makes the play. 2 away. Can they get through this? Montgomery trying to get another save here against Jack Howell. 2-5. It's going to be ground ball down to Brett. No error on Brett, and that's going to do it. 3 straight for KC. Games number 124, 125, and 126 are in the books, and they're all victories for Kansas City. So, final here from Kauffman Stadium, California. 2 runs on 5 hits and an error. KC 3 runs on 9 hits, no errors. The win goes to Tom Gordon, who improves to 5-4. Jim Abbott takes the loss, drops to 1-1, and Montgomery with his 17th save of the season. Only home run of the day happened to belong to California, Devin White, his first against Kansas City. Kansas City improves to 74-52. 74-52. We are still, even though we just won 4 in a row, we are still only 1 game up on where they were in real life. They were 73-53 after this game. So 73-53. So we're only 1 game better than they were in real life. So that's going to do it. 3 back-to-back-to-back triple header here in Kauffman Stadium. Next time we'll finish the 4-game series against California, and then we'll have some Oakland A's as the Oakland A's enter in for 3 games against Kansas City in Kansas City. So hopefully you'll be able to stop by for that. Trying to get through some of these games here so we can complete this project. We're actually into August here. This game happened August 23rd, 1989. So hopefully about another 10 games and we'll be in our about another 6 or 7 games actually we'll be into the last month of the season. We'll be in for the last month. So 74-52, once again your final score, California 2, Kansas City 3. They take the first 3 games of the series, games 124, 125, and 126. So appreciate Bobby and Robbie and Todd, and of course my good friend out there, Bob, Beatles at Journaling, Clinton Parks, G. Scott Howard, and Ken Castro, and anyone else that came by. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for stopping in for a little while. We'll see you guys later this weekend doing some more. Until then, everyone have a great night. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.